I like this communication. I like this verbal expression. Yeah, I can even use my hands too. I like this verbal expression, and it's a way of just getting my word out. And one thing about speaking just directly to a camera that nobody else hears, I don't get interrupted. Interruptions are a major cause of speech impediments. I've stuttered a large part of my life, and it has a lot to do with being interrupted. And so practicing in front of a webcam or a mirror, just stream of consciousness speaking, it's very therapeutic. And I'm in a state of being quite often where other people dominate conversations. And so that's tends to be like interruptions. If I say something, it just sort of gets ignored, and then the other people go on talking. And that is, actually that's a form of subtle suppression. I never quite looked at that. It may not even be intentional. It's just that the other person wants to have their airtime, just like I want to have my airtime. And I could let it go, but one thing nice about YouTube and the internet and my blog is that I can just say things. I can get my word said, at least, with the idea that someone's going to hear it. And inevitably on my blog and YouTube, some people are going to hear it, and some may like it, some may not. But self-expression is really, really important. It's kind of like breathing. There's an inhale and an exhale. And our current society has too much of an inhale, too much information and entertainment is being blasted at us, and not enough opportunity to speak our piece. There's a few people who are stars, like rock stars, and they can express themselves, and what they get is approval and acknowledgments. And an acknowledgement is different from someone talking at you or just getting an inflow of information or opinions or whatever. So I think in our society, with our media that we have nowadays, there's a huge amount of inflow and not much outflow. And that's one of the great things about having a band, being in a band. You get to outflow, you get to communicate, you get to be heard, even if it's just a musical instrument or whatever. It may or may not be your deep-seated beliefs, but sometimes it is. It's one way of expressing ourselves. Like a singer-songwriter has the opportunity to express their beliefs. A screenplay writer, like for a movie or a television show, actually expresses themselves. It's often not as spontaneous and it's more structured, but it's still self-expression. And it's rewarding often just for the act of expressing. It's an additional reward when people hear what was written or spoken and acknowledge it and appreciate it. But you may have known from one of my guided meditations on giving yourself appreciation that it's just as good getting appreciation from yourself as it is to get appreciation from others. And it's something you have control of. We don't always have control over appreciation we receive from others, but we can give it to ourselves. So self-expression can be a part of a path, at least part of a path, towards empowerment, self-empowerment, and eventually towards enlightenment. I don't think it's a total answer unless we get into a conversation with God, or let God flow through us. Actually, letting God flow through us is steps towards enlightenment. Now, we don't always know, especially at the beginning stages, if it's God flowing through us or something else, just our past experiences that are not pleasant or whatever. But it's all good. The expression is good. So anyway, that's enough of my self-expression for today. Thank you for listening.